You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
Is that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches? I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're gonna
I don't give a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay.
You can bring the whole fucking army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? Huh? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you feel?
Is that the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
scratches? I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No.
I got pictures. I'm gonna get you. This is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. He's just a rejected, fail, stalker, nothing. And deeply disturbed. And everybody's tired of it. Everybody's so fucking tired of you, Perry. Nobody's going to help you. You're getting told on. Look at it. It's been 12 years, mental veggie. Can you not keep up? For 12 years. I moved twice to get away from you. I don't like you. You disgust me. I feel nothing for you. But deep, deep disgust. You repulse me. You're a weird, creepy man. I don't understand anything you do. So, we document the stalking. That's what we do it for our case. Doesn't matter what everybody else does. We're putting a stop to the crime. I don't know what the hell everybody else is doing. Sitting there with your finger up your nose. I mean, come on. This is, getting way out of hand. Guys, way the fuck out of hand. You're making everybody very uncomfortable. Everybody's tired of feeling afraid and scared and anxious and like vomiting. My stomach's in my throat all the time, somebody said. I wish they'd hurry up and arrest that bitch. There's like 100-something people in this case, guys. Tulsa police has 5. 5. So, Mr. Perry, let me do the disclaimer. Use allegedly. Nobody's been found guilty in a court of law yet, sir. But you get told on every day. You get caught every day. That ought to be a little clue. You're in some trouble. There's never a date. Our shrink told the judge Mr. Perry is unable to identify what activities constitute a date. He's unable to identify his legislative duties or what state he legislates in. He needs to be in a mental hospital. He's no different than John Hinckley Jr. watching TV and think that's a date. Making a fool of himself. It's hurting people. Yeah, everybody's tired of it. We've had enough. It's enough. You're just like this guy. Doesn't even make sense, does he? So, the allegations, Charles Perry, you don't make sense. You're a buffoon. You're making a buffoon of yourself. You look like a butt. It's embarrassing to me. I don't know why you're not embarrassed. Everybody else is. I wouldn't walk in a room with you for millions, you pathetic nothing. Leave me alone. Stop bothering me. Stop peeping. Stop hacking. Stop trying to coerce me. Stop trying to force yourself on me. Stop trying to force me into something I don't want to do. You're not attractive to me. You disgust me. I moved twice to get away from you and not have a conflict. All you had to do was leave me alone and you wouldn't need a cover-up. And you don't have that either. You don't have one. If we know what you're doing, if we know what you just said, everybody's mad, the guy said. Guess what? He named names. I'm not going to name them now, but there were some elected people in Tulsa. I'd be embarrassed if I were you. He's greasing the wrong palms. Clearly. So all Team Perry's pissed. Everybody on his payroll's pissed. They got caught again. Here's the thing. It's not hard. When you do X, Y happens. It's been the same thing for 12 years. When you fuck with me, you get told on and caught. I matter. You don't matter. $25 million didn't do shit, did it? You can't get a date with me, bitch. You're not good enough. You're strange-o. You're creepy. You're disturbed. You embarrass me. You're a job. That's it. You're only a job. Nothing more. Stop bullshitting yourself. You look ridiculous. You look absolutely fucking ridiculous. Why is it you're not embarrassed? Everybody else is. We're all embarrassed for you. I don't like you. Tell yourself the fucking truth. Move on. You go around and brag and tell everybody how much power you have. I'm sorry. Power guys are very busy working. Very busy working. They have no time to sit on their fat, lazy ass perverting around bothering people. And they can get a real date with a real woman who wants them. They don't have to hold her at gunpoint. Bill Clinton got a blowjob. Monica loved him, actually. She actually loved him. Well, you can't even get that. You're not loved. You're not wanted. You're told on. So we apply the but-for standard. But for Mr. Perry stalking, hacking, peeping, causing financial duress, economic loss, economic abuse, sir, is domestic violence. You're a violent offender. You're a sex offender, allegedly. Nobody's done more to stop your crime than we have. You act like you don't know who you're talking to. You forget who you're talking to. Go ahead and threaten me again. I dare you. I dare you. You will not like how that works out for you, sir. 12 years, no date. You're not loved, you're not wanted, you're told on and told on and told on and told on and told on. And you can't take the social feedback. People don't like what you're doing. It's called normal human compassion and empathy, which you're void of it. You make me want to throw up. You don't make me go, ooh, my heart's singing. Nope, you make me want to punch you. You make me want to hit you. A lot of people want to hit you. That doesn't mean we will. I won't hit you unless you get near me. I'm not going to wait to see if you got a syringe on you or a chloroform rag. I'll take you down. It's not going to be a hug fest. I'll take your ass down. Nope. I said no. Listen to the words. I said no. I said no. But for your stalking and harassment and threats and bizarro and your delusion icked and slimed all over me and your weirdo icked and slimed all over me, we wouldn't do these to document your crime for our case. It doesn't matter what Kunstweiler does or Matt Powell does or any other DA does. We're getting it done and we're getting it done right. And you know that. You're seeing things happen you've not seen before, Muffin Man. Right? Mr. Perry, you're a mental veggie. You act like you have no idea what I'm saying. It is pathetic. Power guys move on. They don't get all girl. Oh, she hurt my feelings. You move on. We all get rejected. We all move on. It is a crime to stalk in all 50 states. It is a crime to hack in all 50 states. It is a crime to peep. You'll never be anything better than a little peeping Tom reject with nothing real. Ever. You know why? Because you won't get off your ass and go work and go be normal. Where's Jacqueline when you sit on your ass bothering us up here in Oklahoma? Where's your kids? Where's your family? What betrayal have you imposed upon them and burdened them with? I'm embarrassed for you. We all are. So apply the but-for standard. And the reasonable, prudent individual standard. It's not reasonable or prudent to continue to do the same thing every day that gets you the same results you say you don't like. It's stupid. I don't even know. It's so easy, it's not even fair. And we assert all constitutional rights. The First Amendment. We have the right to document crime. We have the right to tell people when you do something criminal. We have the right to equal protection. Gender discrimination and misogyny is not tolerated in a civilized society. Slavery ended in the Civil War. Stupid. You need to keep up with everybody else, and you can't do it, can you? No power. You don't have any power. Because everybody else can have a normal day and do normal things and not need a cover-up and not get rejected and told on every day for a decade. Right now, everybody's past the... whether or not it's you stalking. Yesterday, the guilt is established in my head. He's guilty. There's no way he's not. Look at this false arrest he did. It's awful. Why would anyone do that to somebody? Sure shit don't do it to somebody you want to date with. Look at what he's done to her car. Why the fuck would anybody do that? Look at what he did to Mike Neely. Why the hell would somebody fucking do that? So the guilt, I'm done with the guilt. I got it. He did it. There's no question. Not for me. I wasn't born yesterday. The only question for me is it stalking where you got some little pussy that got rejected and can't man up and move on like everybody else? And he's hired a bunch of guys to stalk her? Or is it like she said, and it's a sex exploitation business? And this is his partners, and they're trying to do this bitch in because she caught him. She caught him like nobody else has. He's greasing the wrong palms. You got caught again last night. So what they did is they went at my car again and again and again and again, going, oh, nobody will suspect a thing because we're a bunch of mental veggies. Wrong. Everybody knows you did. You know, you're trying to coerce a lie. Perry wants to starve me into a lie. I said it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I went over it in the podcast yesterday. I've been over it over and over and over and over and over. What's he do? After he's been caught, they wrecked my car 5 times in 3 years. They got in the trunk because the car dealer gives them a key. He pays them a little something. That's illegal. It's so fucking illegal. So then they wreck it 5 times, and the last time they wanted me to call Tulsa police. Why? Why would I do that? I never call the cops. Sure shit, not for a fender bender. We don't waste patrol's time on a fender bender. Nobody's bleeding. You can walk it in. The one time I call was when I had a flat tire. So what did they do? Flatten my tire. And then in Manford, they drained all the oil out. They did it again. Drained all the oil. I go out and there's no oil in my car. Because they threaten my car every fucking day. My guy goes, there's not a day that goes by he's not threatening to wreck your car, ruin it mechanically, or just tow it, or just go get it and drive it off. Every day he threatens your car. He's trying to coerce a lie. That's illegal. That's a crime, dumb fuck. Not a date. Mr. Perry's unable to identify the activities of a date, a real fucking date. He thinks that he's so cruel to people and they can't understand why nobody likes him. Wow, okay. You're just not all there, are you? You're just not right in the head, are you? It's embarrassing to me, mental veggie. So, you can't keep up with everybody else. I don't know, I don't even have words for that. So then he goes, last night, he calls in a pullover again. I need you to take her car. Please just take her car. Please, like a little girl. Please just take her car away from me. Then she'll want me. What planet are you on, weirdo? That's not how you get a date. It's not even how you just get cooperation. Take romance out of everything. You don't get cooperation shitting up people's lives. You're getting told on. And it's been the same thing every day for 12 years. And you act like you have no fucking idea what I'm saying. Or what's happening to you. I'm so embarrassed by you. You don't even know how embarrassed I am by you. And you're stupid. When you're mean to people, they're not going to like you. They're not going to help you. You're not liked. You're not wanted. You're a rejected, fail, peeping Tom, nothing. John Hinckley Jr. watched TV and saw Jodie Foster and thought there was a romance there. They put him in a funny farm. And he hurt people. What's the difference? You're no different. You're absolutely not one bit different. You need a butterfly net. I don't like you. Listen to the words I'm saying. Weirdo, I don't like you. Get away from me. Get the fuck away from me. So he's calling up, I need you to pull her over. I need you to confirm her ID in her car and see where she's got her registration. Is it in the glove or where is the registration? Okay, so let's just take a step back right first. First of all, for all Perry knows, if it is what he says and he's not a stalking weirdo, then for all he knows, I'm at home. The only way he could know I was driving around is because he's a peeping Tom. You'll never be anything better than a little peeping Tom rejected nothing. Fail. Success is in finding a woman that likes you. Not forcing yourself on one that doesn't. You can't do it. You fail. You don't have any power. Bill Clinton got a blowjob, bitch. Monica's actually in love with him. You don't have that. You don't have it. You're just a peeping Tom nothing. You're pathetic. It's so embarrassing. Why aren't you embarrassed? You should be so fucking embarrassed. Because you're weirdo. You're just a pathetic little weirdo. You don't have power. You don't have it. You can't get off your fucking ass and just go be normal. If you'd go work and you'd go try to pass some impressive law, during that process you might actually meet somebody that's a weirdo like you. And y'all get along great. I have absolutely nothing in common with you. Nothing. You're a job. And no one's done more to stop your crime, your sick, fucked up, weirdo crime than me. And you forget who you're talking to. You act like you don't know who you're talking to, Looney Tune. You have no grasp on reality at all. You're no different than John Hinckley Jr. 12 years, bitch. It's the same thing. You're not wanted. You're not loved. You're rejected. And you're told on. Day after day. Failed Charles peeped and hacked and got told on and made trouble again today. Now it's piling up and piling up and piling up and piling up. What's your jury gonna think about all the stuff we've collected that nobody else has, Muffin Man? Muffin Man. What? That freaks everybody out when I say that. Muffin Man. That's a code word for a nickname for someone. I'm not gonna say who. Anyway, greasing the wrong palms, that's for sure. Anyways, he's buying a lie from some people, not from me. And if I'm talking about it, you don't have your lie, do you? Charles, shut the fuck up. He types in my computer. He thinks this is a conversation. He's peeping. This is a recording. This is not a live feed. Peeping is not a date. Peeping is a crime. You'll never do anything better. You'll never be better than that. You got a pathetic fail of a life. I'm so embarrassed by you. So embarrassed. You're just weirdo. You're just fucking creepy weirdo. You don't have power. You're a little pussy coward. Get out from behind your TV and go find a date, a real one. That's success. Go find some weird little bitch like you. Why don't y'all take him to Vegas and get him an escort? All of you need to get laid. All of you. Get off my back. I mean, is it working for you? You don't have a date. You're not getting a cover up. If I'm talking about it, what's covered up? What is covered up exactly, weirdo? So, anyways, that's the first problem. How you get information is illegal. Because for all you know, if you're not stalking and peeping and hacking, I'm sitting at home watching TV. How would you know I'm driving around? And then he uses the food delivery apps to, he said, I'll have my buddy call in and get her over to drive down XYZ Street where we got an officer waiting to pull her over. And this has been talked about because one of them, it's been a while ago, I think it was right after Mike Neely's thing, he said she just lost her butt trying to help a cop. So when she blows by here, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm not going to do that to her. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be the one to lower myself to that. I'm not doing it. So how would he know I was blowing by there in order to go to the bathroom when I did? Because I didn't get pulled over that night. So you're making people wildly uncomfortable and disturbed by what you're doing. Creepy Charles. So, this is not, I've said it over and over and over and over and over. You're pissing everybody off. The wrong people. I get you got some guys on your payroll that kiss your butt. How embarrassing for them. You can't do any better than be the bitch of a sex pervert, really? Okay, well, I can. I lost my house. It's fine. I'd rather lose my house because I'll get it back later. I think ahead. I don't just make decisions and not think about the future repercussions. Criminals act impulsively. All they think about is right now, today. And that has made it easy for us. That is a weakness we've exploited. We've also exploited your weakness of not being able to tell what the fuck people are saying to you. No compassion, no empathy. And I don't understand no ability to go cause and effect. When I mess with her, things don't go like we thought they would, ever. And it's a pattern. At this point, it's quite the pattern. So, when you mess with me, you don't get a date. Nobody wants you. Nobody's trying to hold your hand. You're all by yourself. And you get told on. And told on. And told on. And told on again. And then told on again. And then you get told on again. And then you get told on again. And your guy says, when he pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. When you start using those words, never happened before, you got a new normal, bitch. Some people just can't put two and two together. They can't do it. So that's a weakness we've exploited. No ability to properly manage your outcomes and expectations and assess what's really happening. You're basing your decisions on delusion, and it's a weakness we exploit. It's so easy, it's not even fair. I'm surprised that it's taken us coming into your life to catch you, because you've done this all your life. Is it that you have Huntington's disease and that's affected your mind, and your mind is just going worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, deteriorating into your oblivion of aging degenerative brain disease? Are you not taking enough of your meds? Or, I mean, what's your deal? What is your deal? It's so easy. You're irritating the fuck out of everybody, because we're tired of you bothering me and causing loss and tragedy. You're not kicking me in the shin. You're not saying a little something to hurt feelings. You're causing taking somebody's house and car. That is a catastrophic loss. It's economic abuse. It's domestic violence. I assert my equal protection to those laws, Mr. Consueler. Do you know, Mr. Consueler, how very offensive gender discrimination and misogyny is these days? Are you part of the Noah's Ark crowd that thinks it's okay to make women, be beat down? Do you think that? You think wrong, sir. Look at my results. Look what I've done. I've done what your office hasn't done. Do you have an investigator? Most DAs have an investigator. I've done what your office has not done, sir. Pinto offered me $5,000 to sleep with Mr. Perry. That's prostitution, Mr. Consueler. He didn't do it in your jurisdiction, but he did it nonetheless. And I recorded it because I'm going to build a case. I'm building a case that you won't do, because you got a problem with misogyny. It's making people upset with you. Do you know that? The wrong people. I don't have anything against you. I don't have anything against TPD. I did not come up here to have a fight. I came up here to get away from one. I have family here. I've lived here before. And what I do and where I live isn't anybody else's business. We have a free country. Slavery ended at the Civil War. So, all you old men, little old farts that live on fucking Noah's Ark and think that women are supposed to be subjugated, go tell that to Justice Sotomayor and Amy Barrett, Justice Amy Barrett. Go tell the women on the Supreme Court that you think women ought to mind you. I dare you. That's not going to go over very well, is it? Did you see Bombshell, Mr. Perry, with Megyn Kelly? That story of what happened at Fox? Are you living on planet Earth? Because it looks to me like you're not. Looks to me like you're just not all there. Unable to properly assess the situation, unable to properly identify his legislative duties, unable to identify what state he legislates in, and unable to identify what a real date looks like, the activities conducted on a date. Our shrink told the judge that grants investigatory orders more than once. Mr. Powell and Mr. Burson are not much different. So, they were going to have me pulled over by using hacking. Because if it's not for hacking and peeping, for all they know, I'm sitting home watching TV. So how you get the information is illegally obtained. And here's what would have happened. He pulls me over. I'd have opened up my glove compartment, whether my registration's there or not. And, but for you having a key to my car, how would you know it's not there or there? Why would you need me pulled over? So you can find out where my registration is. And that's exactly what you were recorded telling that guy. I need you to confirm where her registration is. Is it in the glove compartment? Is it in the console? Is it in her purse? Where does she keep that? I heard the recording of you. I texted my attorney immediately. I pulled over. I'm right after that, I pull out of that parking lot and here he comes. So was that just a TPD officer just driving by random? Or was that the one you were talking to? We don't know. He didn't pull me over. So you got cops complaining that they don't want to be used as your bitch. I'm not going to be the one to do that to her. I'm going to the bathroom. She's lost her butt trying to help police. We got a police family. This is a police family problem. Don't you think, Captain Gimpy? I didn't come up here to pick a fight with y'all. I had texted Dave Robertson because I'm getting some weird comments before my false arrest. Creek County's corrupt, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I'm like, listen, I'm not White Earp. I didn't come in here to mop up. I came in here to not have any fight, no drama, no conflict, not bother anybody. Just get away from weirdo. That's all. That's what I'm here for. You picked a fight with me. Some women kick back. We'll fuck you up. Leave us alone. Leave women the fuck alone. If you had left me alone, Mr. Perry, from 2011 to 2014, you had all that time to go fucking be normal. Only a few people knew you had a weirdo problem. Only just a few. But you kept bothering and bothering and bothering and causing loss after loss after loss after loss. When a person causes another person loss, when he's a threat to society and the safety and well-being of other people, guess what happens? You got a problem. You're going to piss people off. They're going to turn against you. You're going to build animosity and resentment because you are taking things that don't belong to you. When something is illegal, that means people do not like it when you do that. You're deviant. You're a deviant person. You're acting outside social norms, and you're having boundary issues and problems. You're making people want to barf. You're making everybody wildly uncomfortable and creeped out. You're making everybody hate your guts because you're causing loss. Catastrophic, profound, awful loss. Loss of life, Mr. Consueler. Loss of privacy, loss of safety, loss of property, loss of a reputation, loss of good police officers' lives. Lucky Miller was not killed by Mike Neely. He was murdered in the line of duty. How dare you defame him? How dare you defame him? Mr. Neely doesn't have a mark on him. Listen, you little dumb fucks. If you're gonna beat somebody to death so badly their head comes off their body, you gotta have an injury on you. There's no way you can't have an injury on you. You are illegally detaining a police officer after you tried to kill him and that didn't work out for you. Get him out of jail. Or don't complain when you're told on and then you're finally the one in jail and we get him out. We're gonna get him out. All you had to do is get some meth fuck that Lucky just was in that meth bust Lucky had just done and throw his ass in there. And there'd be no link to you at all whatsoever. But because you didn't do that, you locked Mike up. And you've starved me to death and you're trying to take my card and took my home to coerce a lie. What do you want me to lie about, you stupid fuck? That I knew Mike Neely was drugged before anybody else said it? Or that it was confirmed 5 months after I said it?
How does this make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Or that I said it 5 months after, or it was confirmed by first responders 5 months after I said it. What do you want me to lie about? You mental veggie, come on. I'm so embarrassed by you. Everybody's so tired of you. Sick and tired of you and your drama queen act. And, please take her car away from her, then she'll want me. Holy crap. You are shitting us with that, right? You're shitting us with that. When you bother me, when you contact me, when you take my privacy, when you take 1 penny of my money and 1 minute of my time, what happens, dumb fuck? For 12 years, every fucking day, what happens? You don't get a date. Nobody wants you. You get told on and told on and told, and then I hear you talking to a cop. I need you to pull her over. Please take her car away. Please. I'm a whiny little bitch-ass girl who got my feelings hurt. She doesn't like me. I gotta punish her. I'm like this. Pathetic.
scratches? I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't
get
give a
it
fuck.
good.
Perry tells me that all the time. I got pictures of you. I'm gonna get you. Are you, tough guy? Are you? Ooh. When I'm talking about it, you don't have a cover up. You're never gonna get a date with somebody like me, ever. If you wanted to date with me, you'd go be normal. You wouldn't peep, you wouldn't hack, you wouldn't do everything I hate. So that was the other thing the shrink said. Let me tell you something. When we get something, Mr. Perry, it's not up to you. Nobody calls you. You know, McNamara email, Mike was drugged, Muffin Man, all the stuff we've gotten over the years. The Fabian puzzle. They got that to me in jail, bitch. Not just some random time. It's not some random name. It's his name, not yours. That's who I wanted, not you. You're just a butt-in. My friends and family are getting a little tired of you interfering with communications. Butt out. Butt the fuck out, all of you. We have to call and ask them when she texts us, here's what she said. Are we allowed to talk to her? What are we supposed to say? Everybody's sick of that. Butt out. Butt the fuck out. Look at this. What's she saying? Stay the fuck away from my family. And then I get questions. Is it your family leaking? Did you tell them what you were? Did you tell them what you were trying to do to me? Did you? Do you think they're a leak? Did you talk to them? I told you not to talk to them, didn't I? So if they are leaking, I'm not told that. I don't know who the leaks are. How the information gets from all, everybody else to my guys, from my guys to me, I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I'm not told that. There's a reason for that. You're dangerous. What would happen if I go, oh yeah, it's Richard, he's your leak. I'm not going to be responsible for Richard's death because you go kill Richard. So here's the thing. I don't know anybody who's leaking. I don't know. They don't tell me that. How they get the information from you to them and them, I don't have that information. I don't know. And I don't care. I'm glad to have the information. We all want you gone. No one cares what you think or what you need. You need to find the leaks. Fucking no one cares. We're tired of you acting like this bitch.
You feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
Pictures?
I got scratches.
I can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a fuck. You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can
find
bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel? You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your?
Pathetic. Never a date, just hold on. And it's not up to you, is it? Nobody calls you up and go, we found out that you called a TPD officer and you were begging like a little girl, please take her car away from me. She won't go on a date with me. I need to know where her driver's license is, and I need you to confirm that's her car, and I need you to find out where the registration where does she keep that? Because I have a key to her car and illegally broke into it, and it's not in the glove. Oh my God. And I'm hacked her right now because I'm a little creepy bitch. And I know she's going to be, I'm having somebody order DoorDash or Uber Eats so that she's going to drive right by you. Okay? Please do that, would ya? So I heard that. Mr. Perry, did anybody call you and ask your permission to get that recording and play it for me? No, wasn't up to you, was it? It never is, Muffin Man. Never is. Guess what, Sin? Mike didn't do the murder. He was drugged. They had to give him Narcan. He was treated for being overdosed. He fucking couldn't breathe. He was dying when they found him. He didn't do it. And they didn't test him either till he got to the hospital. I said it in March 2020. I said it in January. Nobody talked about it in a deposition till May. And did we call you, you stupid little nothing criminal, and ask you, do we have permission to get that information and give it to Cynthia? No, sir. Absolutely not, Mr. Kuntzweiler. We did it without your consent either. We're trying to fight crime, not beat down women and children. We'd like your help. What side are you on? No one came here to pick a fight with you, or TPD, or Creek County Sheriff's Department, or Sapulpa. We got that one too, by the way, Mr. Perry. She doesn't go to Sapulpa. They don't want her there, and she doesn't want to be there. So if she ends up in Sapulpa, the only way that can happen is you're hacked her food delivery app, and you cause somebody from Sapulpa to order and have her take it over there. You think they're going to pull her over. Here's the thing, Mr. Perry. He's right. I don't go to Sapulpa. Don't have any desire to be in Sapulpa at all whatsoever. Don't have any reason to be in Sapulpa. They don't want me there, and I don't want to be there, and I don't care. It's fine. No one cares. We're good. I'm good not going there. They're good not having me go there. We're good. You're trying to cause a conflict. You want Sapulpa police to pull me over. We get it. It's been said over and over and over already. You got Alzheimer's? Because we don't. We absolutely don't have it. When you make a threat or when you're recorded saying something, we keep that shit and we remember it. We're not mental veggies. We've been out thinking you for 12 years in our sleep. You're not wanted. Nobody's in love with you. You're rejected and you're acting like a girl about it. You need to find yourself a lesbian. I'm not a lesbian. If you like to act like a little girl, go find a lesbian. Okay? I'm not lesbian. I like dudes. I like dudes who are brave. I like dudes who kick ass, like my friends kicking yours. That's my kind of people. We're not going to tolerate corruption. We're not going to tolerate shit. We're not going to tolerate women getting beat down. We're not putting up with that. Not this time. So it's different this time, and you act like you don't know what the fuck I'm saying. A Huntington's disease eating up your brain. Mr. Consueler, I didn't come here to pick a fight with you. I didn't come here to pick a fight with you, TPD. I came here to get away from a fight. I don't want to deal with drama. I don't like drama queens. I don't like drama. Those girls at my club would fight. I'd take off. I'm done. I don't want to. Don't talk to me about it. I don't want to be in this. I don't like fighting. I don't. Some of us are busy. You know, we're not 3 years old mentally or emotionally. So, you know, why can't you act your age? It's so fucking embarrassing. So, I'm sorry that that you're a little pussy coward and you just can't I gotta act like a girl, and you sit there with your little skirt on and your little dolly and you whine and cry that you can't get a date. Nobody, you can't even keep up with Bill Clinton and Anthony Weiner and all those guys that could actually get a date. Well, I think Weird Weiner didn't get a date. I think he got a phone sex or some weird shit like that. I don't know what the hell happened. It was weird. It was so weird. I didn't even pay attention to much of the details, but I'm going to tell you this. Mr. Clinton, Charles, got a blowjob. Monica liked him. She was heartbroken when he ended that whole thing. That's not what you have here. You have rejection and no cover-up. All that criminal crap, it's never been this uncovered in your life. Ever. It's not been this uncovered. So these guys, we got that. We found out you're talking about Sepulpa. We went to get her back to Sepulpa. Those guys are pull her over. But she says they won't. I think they will. And the guy was like, dude, she doesn't want to go to Sepulpa. They don't want her in Sepulpa. So the only reason she'd be there is if you coaxed her there with her little, like you're hacking her DoorDash and Uber Eats and Grubhub apps. Yeah, how do you know which one I'm working for on any given night or day? How do you know if I'm working at night or day? Because for all you know, I'm sitting at home watching TV last night. Yup. So now it's not that you're not guilty. Everybody knows you are. You're doing exactly what I say. You can't help me prove it. I mean, you're helping me prove my case. You're helping me. Thank you, by the way. I don't even know what to say. Thank you for helping me prove my case. You're a fucking idiot. I'm talking to Marcus Harper. I ran into Marcus Harper at a restaurant. And we're talking about the first 48 and all this stuff. And I'm like, it's impressive that you guys have close rate numbers so high. That's impressive. And he says, it's not that hard. Criminal A threatens criminal B. Criminal B ends up, person A threatens person B. Person B ends up dead. Person A probably did it. So you look there first. Kind of like they look at you first. Mr. Perry, I end up dead. I'm on the first 48. They'll know exactly who did it. You did it. You never stop threatening it. It's like shooting fish in a fucking barrel, isn't it, TPD? With mine, at least on mine. So, he goes, criminals are stupid, or they wouldn't be criminals. Guess who else told me that? My granddad. If you weren't stupid, you wouldn't be a criminal. You'd comply with the law like everybody else. Most of us never have to buy a judge, never have to buy a cop. We don't go around harassing them, witness tampering, and threatening people. I'll take your business away. You rat me out. If I find out it's you, I'll ruin your business. Yeah, okay. That's a crime, what you just said. That's called witness tampering. These non-disclosure things that you have aren't worth the paper they're written on. It's evidence of witness tampering. You can't prevent somebody from testifying the truth. You can't do it, sir. It's witness tampering. And by the way, Mr. Consueler, I'm asserting my equal right to protection of Title 18 of the United States Code 1512 and 13 and any applicable state law. Anti-peeping law, anti-stalking law, anti-harassment law, violence against women laws, and all that. I don't know you. I'd love to have a meeting with you. Believe me. I'd love to have a meeting with you. Because I think you're missing out. There's information you don't have that you need to have. And a part of that is Mr. Perry's about to go to prison. Somebody else is having to do it. I found out about the phone call last night. I found out he wanted to get me to Sepulpa because he thinks they'll pull me over. And he was told, yeah, I think they don't want her there, and I don't think she wants to be there. You know, I haven't been to Sepulpa since my son graduated high school. That's 4 years ago. He just graduated college. That's how long it's been since I've been to Sepulpa. I kind of try to avoid Sepulpa. So I don't have such good memories there because you had people harass me there. I don't like it there. That's where I lost my home. My son and I had a really cool home. I walked into this place, and I'm like, this is God blessing us double for our trouble right here. It was a really cute little home, little farm home. And the people that owned it were the nicest people you could ever meet in your life. I mean, sweet, kind, wonderful people. And we felt God blessed us with them being our landlords and with the home. Dennis played tennis. My son, Dennis, played tennis. And, in fact, he was the captain of Sepulpa tennis team. And our house was one house over from the tennis courts, right behind the school. And he had this really cool room upstairs. And it was like an old farmhouse that had been remodeled. We loved it. We were happy there. So you start stalking me. And you start threatening me. And you threaten a false arrest. And they helped you carry it out. And I'm telling Mark Swafford, they're getting in my house when I'm not home. Never came, took a picture. Never came, looked at it. Never investigated shit. Gives that over to the offender. So I get a knock on my front door. I think I had tweeted it. Well, the McNamara emailed Mr. Perry saying he's threatening me with false arrest. I left. I moved twice to get away from you. I don't give a fuck about you. Certainly not politically. I'm getting threatened with death. When you're getting threatened with death and false arrest, you have to file a police report. I'm sorry, you need a protective order. And in the state of Oklahoma, you got to file a police report. And you know that because in Sepulpa, in Judge Irick's court, in Creek County, I forgot my police report. And it was my request for a protective order was denied because I forgot the police report. And I had an attorney. And you knew that. I file a police report because now they're trying to kill me. I'm getting told, if you don't change your story, we will put you in the lake. And I'm getting sick. Is it arsenic poisoning? Yeah. I'm getting sick. I go to Tulsa Police. You have to file a fucking police report by law in the state of Oklahoma, and they knew that. There's no evidence of a political anything because you don't matter politically. You're no different than any other podunk, nobody, nothing in a small town where I don't live. I've been gone 8 years. You went into court 6 or 7 times now and lied through your teeth. Or you're not able to identify your legislative duties. Which is it? Or what state you legislate in. I didn't do state shit. I did federal. Nonpartisan federal government reform. All my life. You're a nothing. I just walked out of the office of Harry Reid. You think you matter to me? Wow, okay. On what planet would that be? Right, Mr. Kunzweiler? You gotta have evidence. You gotta have evidence of a crime. There wasn't any evidence of a crime. Then he impedes Tulsa police from getting my blood to see if I was poisoned and what with. And me going over with a detective the evidence of video evidence. File a report on the 21st. I'm told it's going to be put in the computer, assigned a detective, and they'll call you to get the evidence. You obstructed justice. They should have put you in jail right then. They gave my police report to the offender. You're in a lot of trouble for this with someone else. You're in a lot of trouble because I'm a witness on their case, Mr. Perry. You're tampering with a witness, and that's all you're doing. If they don't want to do it here, it'll be done somewhere else, but it's going to get done. You're not going to hurt people anymore. You're not doing it. Not now. Not this time. And you have a new normal, and you act like you don't know that. It's so easy. It's not fair when you're dealing with a man who makes plans based on a delusion, an imaginary world, imaginary whatever. Reality is, you got cops all over you from somewhere else. I'm a witness on their case. You're fucking with the wrong people. I have people in power helping me. Very, very huge, big-ass power. They can do things like get a Fabian puzzle to me in jail. Nobody called and asked what you thought. No one cares. It wasn't up to you. It really never is. It really never is. I found out you wanted me pulled over last night. Wasn't up to you, was it? Nobody called and asked what you thought, did they? No one cares. We're all really sick and tired about hearing you talk. So now the bets are not, is he doing this to her? We all know he is. The bets are, is it because he's a stalker and he got his little feelings hurt and he's hired a bunch of guys to fuck with her? Like, do what this guy's doing? Or is it she's correct about the sex exploitation and this is a much more serious matter? And all his partners are trying to do this bitch in because she caught it. It's a need to know, Mr. Kunzweiler. But I'm coming out with stuff that everybody's going, oh, that made me mad. How'd she find out? How'd she know? How'd she find out before? Again. Every day. I'd love to meet with you, sir. Because maybe you ought to get in the loop. I can't tell you some things. I can't do it. It's need to know. We're not compromising shit. But clearly, if you can't tell by now, I have some help, and that there is an ongoing investigation somewhere else, and that you might be stepping in it. Why would you not want to protect women and kids? Why would you not want to do that? Unless, well, I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing. Mr. Perry has a deal with threats and bribes. It's always about a threat or a bribe. He's trying to starve me into a situation where I feel like I have no choice but to take his bribe and lie. Is he doing that to you? Is he doing that to people at Tulsa Police? Is there something that I can do to help you? Because clearly I'm fine. I'm still alive. I was not pulled over last night. So would it help you to explain to me why the fuck you're not helping defend or protect women and children and apply the law and equally? Would it help you to explain that to me? Why are you not helping us? Because you should be. You absolutely should be. Everybody's kind of confused as to why you're not. Right? Why is Mr. Kunzweiler not just letting this go on in his jurisdiction? And not putting Mr. Perry in jail? Eventually, Mr. Perry's going to jail. And here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a knock on his door, and he's going to get arrested. And then people are going to be like, well, why didn't Kunzweiler do it? Because the majority of the crime that was really coming out a lot was what Cynthia was working on and what was happening in Tulsa County. Where's the Tulsa County DA, Muffin Man? Right? So that's the question, actually. The question isn't who told. No one cares, Perry. No one cares. I'm not told that. I don't know. I'm not told that because you're dangerous. And you need to be removed from the society you're a danger to. You're a hideous man. Everybody's tired of feeling anxious and threatened and scared and worried and stressed out and deeply disturbed, wildly disturbed by you're really creepy. You're a really creepy, weird little fuck. And you have imposed and burdened us long enough with that. Nobody invited you to Oklahoma, and I sure shit would have never taken you around my family. We're tired of it. Everybody's sick and tired of this, guys. All of you. Tulsa Police, Mr. Kunzweiler. Listen, everybody's really sick and tired of this. My guys have a bigger case. It's going to take them a little longer. I wish that was different. I do, believe me. It pisses me off. But you're in Tulsa. You got 5 people. I did the work for you. Look, I'll show you my work, Mr. Kunzweiler.
No text found at that location. 4936.
You see this here, Mr. Kunzweiler? That's a little bit of gumshoe detective sting up. I can out sting up anybody in my sleep. I can do it. I suck at everything, but not this. Not sting ops. I can get people to say things they didn't mean to say. I watch what people do very carefully, a whole lot more than what I listen to what they say. So this is my work product, sir. I'm very good at what I do. An NDA is evidence of witness tampering. It's not worth the paper it's not worth the paper it's written on. This is solicitation right here. He'll pay you $5,000. First, they made sure I made no money that night. They rented out that club, and nobody bought a lap dance from me all fucking night. I sold nothing. Very, very little. Starve her into where she feels she has to take the money and lie. Starve Cynthia. Charles, that is not a trophy. That is not how you get a date. It is how you piss everybody off and get told on. You've been doing that for a very long time. And what happens? You don't get a date. You're not loved or wanted. You're told on and told on and told on. Look at your results, sir. Try to put together in your head 2 and 2 is 4. You act like you have no fucking idea what I'm saying. It's so embarrassing. When you bother me, when you commit a crime against me, everything changed. It's different. You got a new normal and you act like you have no fucking idea what I'm saying. You're giving us a case. Look at this. So this guy comes in at the end of the night and offers me $5,000 to sleep with Mr. Creepy Perry. And I'm like, yep, nope, not going to do it. I'll starve instead, thanks. That's my choice. Always, every day, consistently. That is my habit. People are looking at your habits, your patterns. 2 people were poisoned, and they didn't die, and Mr. Perry had them false arrested. 2 of them, me and Mike. Same thing happened. Within a week, both times. There's a pattern. These criminals always have a pattern. That's their M.O. Perry displays serial killer personality. Grandiose thinking. He thinks he's getting away with it, even though she's quoting him every fucking day, verbatim. He actually thinks he's getting away with something. What is it, Mr. Perry, you think you're getting away with? You tell me. I'd love to hear that. You're not getting away with shit. I knew you wanted me pulled over last night. Didn't happen, did it? You were recorded talking to the cop. Please just pull her over. Please. If I take her car, then she'll lie for me. Then she'll want me. Our shrink went to the judge and said, he's not into women. This is not about a date. Because he does everything she hates. And what she likes in men who get out and work hard and go be normal and are kind, he won't do that. He does everything she hates. Then he can't figure out why she didn't like me. Yep, it's about, he's a sadist. He's a very sick, demented man. He's depraved. He gets off hurting people. Gets off on it. It's about he wants to make a problem. And then he'll sit around and watch everybody get upset. And he gets a sexual gratification from that. It's crime causation, Mr. Consueler. Not lewd and lascivious. I'm sure you know that. Surely you know that. Please tell me you know that. So this guy, Mr. Consueler, starts asking me if I'm, I came to, your husband sent me. And I'm like, I don't have a husband. I'm not married. Perry thinks we're married. He's like, forged my name to a marriage license. I've never seen it. Here's how you know I've never seen it. If you've got a copy of it, give me your copy and watch him shit himself. Yeah, I've not seen it. Lucky asked me about it. Did you sign a marriage license because it looked like it's not your signature? No. Why would I do that? He's a weirdo. Yeah, I didn't think so. Lucky was working that case, wasn't he? There's a reason they were talking about Jeff Epstein right before the murder. Right before it. Hours before it. Yeah, so, Mr. Consueler, this is I totally Sherlocked Mr. Neely's case. Here's what happened. Somebody got in that room. There's no cameras in the hallways. Only in the lobby. Somebody got in that room. Somebody they trusted. They let him in. They were at a police conference. Somebody coaxed him to the police conference, Mr. Perry says. How did you know Mike had to be begged to go to Pensacola? It's funny because I actually didn't know that. What he was looking for, Mr. Consueler, is who. He wanted to see if I knew which one of the 5. Was it Joe Chadwick? Was it Matthew Powell? Was it Joshua Burson? Was it Charles Perry? Or was it David Robertson that coaxed him, talked him into going to Pensacola? That's what he was after when he asked me that question. And that's wow. Here's the thing. Actually, on that, I didn't know. I didn't know you had to beg him to go, coax him. So because what that indicates to me, Mr. Consueler, is you got premeditated murder of a police officer and fraud upon a court after fraud upon a court after fraud upon a court after fraud 7 times, 7 cases, perjury, 5 years minimum. Sir, per count. You're not the victim of shit. You're the victim of your own stupid. And nothing else. So, what happens is, I get him recorded. This guy's, your wife sent me. Your wife sent me. I mean, your husband sent me. And I'm like, I'm not married. I don't have a husband. I don't have one. And he's like, well, you know, it's the senator. And I'm like, oh my God. So I turn on my recorder and I record this. And he's, if you're in a mutual relationship, do you have to offer somebody $5,000 for a night of sex? This is solicitation of prostitution. I'm like, oh my God. Yep, there's nothing there. Or he wouldn't had to offer money. You don't got to buy it. You have to buy a date. Dear God. He's got power, guys. He's got power, everybody. Be fearful. Mr. Perry can't get even $5,000 didn't get a date. He's power. So there's let's see. Then he's like, see, politically you could ruin him. What's my response, Mr. Consueler? I don't give a fuck about his political anything. He's a nothing. I don't live in Texas. He's not legislating in Oklahoma. I don't care about that. What do I care about? That he leaves me alone and bitches like you don't come bother me at work where I am? Yep. Creepy. You're fucking creepy. Right? That's my work product, Mr. Con. There's so much here. Look at that. That Fabian puzzle, Mr. Perry, wasn't up to you, was it? Nobody called and asked your permission, because it's not up to you. They got it to me right up under your nose, not some random time, while I'm in jail, illegally detained, because you went into court and testified to something that's not real. Yep. Look at that. I'm going to get her car away from her. We've talked about this and talked about this and talked about this and talked about this and talked about this. And what's he do last night? After we just talked about it again? Can you get her car away? Can you find out where she keeps her car registration? Because I have a key to her car that I obtained illegally and I got in her car and it's not in the glove. Right? See? Yeah. How you know is the problem you're going to have. How do you know that? How did you know she was driving around and not sitting at home watching TV? How'd you know she was going to go up this street or that street? How'd you know that? Hacker. Hacking's crime. Peeping's crime. Stalking is crime. Harassing witnesses is a crime. Domestic violence. Economic abuse. So yesterday the guy's like, there's very definite economic abuse. There's definite fraud upon a court. A whole bunch. Whole bunch of that. So what is it you think you covered up? You tell me, because we're all confused. What you think you covered up? Looks like to me it's more uncovered than ever, all your crime. So, Mr. Consueler, you want to meet with me? Here's the thing. Here's what I do. I have a phone number that it's on all the court dockets. Everybody's got it. It's public, anybody can get it. Public information. Call me. You're going to have to leave a message because Mr. Perry also tries to call me and he'll spoof phone numbers and I'm not going to talk to him. I'm happy to talk to you. Call me. Leave a message. Who you are and what you want. And I'll call back and I'll schedule an appointment and I'll come in your office and we'll chat. But you need to understand my motives. My motives are to stop the suffering. I'm not going to help a lie. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be intimidated and pushed and shoved and bullied into a lie for a sex weirdo. And I would hope that you're above that as well. I would hope that you're above that as well. I would like to believe that you are. Please understand, we've gotten information no one else has gotten. Right, Muffin Man? No one else has gotten it. It's a much bigger case. If you would like to get your 5, we would, everybody would love. I think everybody would be like is already kind of like, well, I don't know what's wrong over there in Tulsa. Who's paying those guys? Because Perry should have been in jail. If I did what they did, I'd be in jail. Why aren't they? It's getting a little disconcerting as to why would what the hell's going on here. This is that. I'm sending you your subpoena. And we all know you're going to be a witness, but I'm going to tamper with you anyway. Who's all his victims? Yeah, you wanted to see which ones are talking. Which victims are talking? You know who your victims are. You don't need to ask me that. That's not your question. Your question is who's talking. Which one of the 5 talked Officer Neely into going to Pensacola? Because that's going to tell Cynthia who planned Chief Miller's murder. Oh, shit. Chief Miller was hit side to side to side, beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten so badly his head came off his body, Mr. Consueler. He's a police officer, killed in the line of duty. How dare anybody defame him by stating that was a drunken brawl? We all know that is bullshit. This guy, you can't look like that. If you did that kind of damage to another man, you can't do it. The red swollen right hand has an IV in it, right, Mr. Consueler? Are you with me on this here? Do you see evidence is not supporting what the story is? It's not. Somebody walked in that room. It was somebody they trusted. Somebody slipped something in Mike's drink. Mike passed out. Lucky's starting to yell, "What did you give him?" Stop it to the offender. Mike, he's trying to wake Mike up. He's trying to get Mike's attention. Mike, stop it. Mike. And he's beaten to death. And placed in the corner. Very small kind. You'll slump over if you're hit and knocked and you fall down. That's not what happened. He was subdued and pulled back. And to the right. To the right. And pulled back into the very small confined space where he was found. And beaten. And beaten. And hit. He died of blunt force trauma to the head, strangulation, and internal decapitation. He was hit so hard, back and forth, and back and forth, the medical examiner said, until his head came off his body. Mr. Consueler, really? Really? Tulsa police. I don't have any words for the cruelty. Everyone's tired of it. Everyone's sick of you. You're an imposition, Perry. You're a burden. We all want it gone. We want you gone. Everybody's sick of you. You don't have anything covered up. I'd like to know what you think you have covered up. You tell me what it is you think you have covered up. You have threatened me with a false arrest since you did the first one. I've said it over and over and over. We don't have Alzheimer's, bitch. We don't have it. You have it. It's been said again and again and again and again and again. You need to lie. What does he want me to lie about? That I knew he was drugged months before anybody else said it? Or that it was confirmed months after I said it? Who do you think you're fooling? What about the victims, Mr. Consueler? Do you care about victims? You wanted to check my ID. We've said that too, over and over and over and over and over. Why? You're doing exactly what we say you're doing. Why do you care about anything I do at all, stalker? I moved. I left, not to have a fight. This is what's going on in Manford. Pulling up, taking pictures, just like Stalker Neil. What's that say? He's going to arrange a false arrest and try to entice me or coerce or threaten me. You haven't changed anything. You do the same thing. That's what last night was. I'm going to take her car so she'll like me. No, you just get told on. There's nothing there, sir. This is all the false arrest stuff, Mr. Consueler. It's on every fucking docket. They were threatening me. Did you give me arsenic? Yep. Well, I need a blood test then, don't I, TPD? Proper collection of the evidence. Don't I need that? You can't rule out foul play if you don't have that. If Mr. Perry wasn't poisoning me, he'd have made sure I had a blood test. He was poisoning me. That's why he made sure I didn't. Same MO. I didn't get a blood test till after he was at the hospital. He'd already been given Narcan. He'd already come to. What was in his blood, the effects of that were reversed. Now we don't know. Now the blood chemical composition has changed. We don't have accurate reading at that point. We needed it immediately. We need it when he's passed out and drugged and unconscious and in respiratory distress, so we can find out what his blood looks like that made him like that. Who gave that to him? So this is death threats, Mr. Kunzweiler. I mean, this is just the same thing. It's McNamara. You know. I'm gonna. My guys tell me, He threatens every fucking day, death, false arrest, economic and property loss, and he'll threaten it to me directly too. Types it in my phone. I'm gonna get you, just like Neil did here. Okay, here's how the rest of the world sees this, Mr. Kunzweiler. They don't like abused women and children. If you're being threatened, all you have to do is tell me. He's threatening me too. I'm happy to help. I'm fine. Am I not? I'm fine, right? He threatened me last night. He threatens me every day. Trying to get me to Sepulpa. Everybody's like, yeah, I don't think she's going to go to Sepulpa. She don't want to go there. They don't want her there. I lost my house there. My poor kid has to explain why his mom's mugshot is fucking everywhere. I didn't break the law. You have to file a police report. When somebody's threatening death and false arrest, you need a protective order, don't you? Yep, you got to have a police report to do that. Mr. Perry, you knew that. You concealed that material fact from the court. I filed it on the 21st. I'm charged on the 29th, not in Oklahoma, in where you live. False police report. Well, how do you know? Because you didn't take my blood, and now, I mean, there's been no investigation. Look when TPD calls me back. Oh, I'm already in jail. Here, you obstructed justice. You destroyed my evidence. So, you did it twice. Me and Mike. Both of us. That's your pattern. That's your MO. There's no doubt now you're guilty. None. The only doubt is, why are you doing it? Is it that you're just a creepy little stalker and you hired a bunch of guys to help stalk? Or, these are where the bets are being placed. You need to keep up. The bets are being placed on, not now whether or not I'm right. Here's the thing about cops, Charles. They always want to be the one to figure it out. It's like a game. I'm not shitting you. She caught it. Lynn's kid caught the murder. They killed the cop. Guess who caught it? She caught it. Lynn's kid. Yep, that's the talk. I'm a fucking legend in a whole lot of places. You have no idea. You have no fucking idea. I'm not seeing anything anybody else couldn't figure out. I mean, it's not like you were told that. Any idiot can see she's telling the truth, Charles. I didn't know you had it in you to be that cruel. Yeah, he does. He's all about the cruelty. He's a sex sadist. He's a sex weirdo. So that's the other question. Or is it because he's got a sex weirdo business, like she said, she caught it. I didn't do that by myself, by the way. And it's him and his partners trying to do that bitch in. She caught their illegal, what's money laundering and shit. I mean, there's all kinds of crap. There's all kinds of crap. Fraud upon a court. When you went into court and you acted like you're a victim of a political vendetta. Why? Why would you be a victim of a political vendetta? I mean, we're still at a loss as to why you think that. For what? What's the issue? What's the damn fucking issue, Mr. Perry? We don't know. What? Those guys in Manfred, you know how many times I've pulled up behind a woman's house and watched her in the backyard? Who's not my wife? Never. It's weirdo. And not what you do to pass a law in Texas. So what law were you trying to pass? And what difference did you make to me? I didn't do Texas legislation. Didn't do it. Did federal. Nonpartisan federal. Guess what else? I haven't registered to vote or voted since 2012. But, I helped you get elected. Just, how crazy can you be, Mr. Kunzweiler? Come on. It's so easy, it's not even fair. It's any idiot. He didn't say it takes Stephen Hawking to figure out she's telling the truth. That you don't have to be some wild, crazy genius. You can be an idiot, can see she's telling the truth. How could you be this cruel? How could anybody be this cruel, Mr. Kunzweiler? You're not okay with this. If you're being threatened, talk to me about it. I'm fine. As you can see, I'm fine. I did not get pulled over last night. I have had my car wrecked 5 times in 3 years. That's not an accident. That's on purpose. I'm not hitting people. They're hitting me right at the wheel. There's no such thing as coincidence. If you're astute in law enforcement, you know there's no... this is patterns. This is an MO being established right here. There's no such thing as coincidence. I'm sorry, it doesn't happen. If you're a good cop, you know that doesn't happen. I'm raised by 4 generations of really good cops. They didn't have DNA testing and all that shit in the 70s. They didn't have it. So I'm taught gumshoe. Here's how you do it. Here's how you do a sting up. You'll get people to talk to you. And they won't know they told you everything you needed to know. They won't have any idea that's what they just did. You know I can do that. You guys know that I can do that. Some of you have talked to me, and I did it. So, whenever we allow criminals to continue to reoffend, these guys are in your jurisdiction. They're in your backyard. And everybody's really confused as to why you haven't done something. I mean, everybody's disappointed. Why are you going after the victim? Why are you harassing a woman who's the victim? Why aren't you going after the offender who's reoffending? These guys can't stop. They don't have any control. So, Perry, when we get this information, sir, nobody called you and asked you what you thought. Nobody cares. We're tired of hearing it, frankly. You were told to leave me alone right here in 2014. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. No, nobody, it's not up to you. All this meetings you guys have, we're going to have her pulled over, and they're going to take her car away, and then we'll get her, she won't go to Texas, but we can't let her go to Oklahoma. It's not up to you. We think it's hysterical. As many times as you've been caught, you think it is. You're not operating with a full load here. When you bother me, when you take my money, when you cause a problem or a loss for me, nothing happens but you get told on, and it's been that way for a long time. McNamara email Charles was 7 years ago. It was last night. Everybody's tired of feeling discomfort and disturbed and wildly creeped out and by you. You're a threat. We don't want to deal with your threat. We don't want to deal with it. Everybody's tired of dealing with it. So, what I've said to you in exchange for your bribe, you owe me a legit debt. Pay it and get the hell out. Get the fuck out. Get Michael back home to his family. There's a thing called making amends or restitution. You do what you do. But look at your results. We're looking at ours. We're pretty proud of ours. We're getting exactly what we want. Here's how everybody else sees you. Charles, is it that you want to get told on? Do you like getting told on? Because you're not getting a date. You're not getting anything else. You're just getting caught. Your crime is more caught than ever. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because it seems like you have no idea. It seems like you have no idea what I'm saying. It's so embarrassing. You don't know, do you? You don't know what's happening, and you have no idea what I'm saying, do you? You don't know what the McNamara email is, do you? You have no idea, do you? See, you can tell something's wrong with your mind. If your responses are not in line with somebody that understands fully what's happening, and you never are, something's wrong with you. Something very wrong with you. You need to go to a doctor.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
Okay, Perry. What is the difference between you and every other podunk, nobody, small town elected person in a state where I don't live? I left 8 years ago. I left. You don't mean anything to me at all. You're a job. You're just a job. You're a criminal, and you're getting caught. You're nothing better than a little peeping, pathetic nothing. No different than John Hinckley Jr. who thought he had a relationship with Jodie Foster because he saw her on TV. You're a peeping Tom. You're a stalker. You're hacking me. And you're proving that out. How you get information, it's illegally obtained. It's illegally obtained. You find out where I am from hacking me. Otherwise, for all you know, I'm sitting at home watching TV. My car and where the registration is not your business. It is funny that you know it's not in the car, it's not in the glove compartment. How would you know that? But for illegally obtaining entry to my vehicle. And you'd know where I have it parked in order to do that. You drained the oil out the other night. I had a bottle of oil in my trunk. It's full of water. You're destroying property. You're vandalizing still. That was the complaint to Manford 6 days before you murdered the chief, who was going to get your ass, wasn't he? So, I don't appreciate you defaming him or Mike. Mike is injured in the line of duty. Chief Miller was killed in the line of duty, and his kids should not be robbed of that legacy. I'm not okay with it. A lot of us aren't. You're disturbing people. That's why when you bother me, you get told on. When you peep, when you hack, when you contact me in any way, shape, or form, or my family and friends, they do not have to discuss with you any communications that we have. They don't have to. Stop telling them they do. Stop telling them they do. They don't. It's not up to you. If I found out that you did all the shit we found out, you drugged Mike. You wanted me pulled over last night so the guy could tell you where I kept my registration. So from here on out, I'll open the glove and he could think that's where I'm keeping my registration. Doesn't mean that's where it is. It's none of your business, is it? Buddy and Bertha, you don't tell my family another fucking thing as to what they can say to me. Butt out, Buddy and Bertha. You're not getting a date, you're getting told on. When you bother my family and I, when you threaten us, when you harass us, when you take something, you get told on over and over and over and over and over. You intend maliciously to commit a crime against me every day you get caught. Every fucking day. I have help. I can't do that by myself. Guys like him don't think you're cute, princess. They don't think you're entitled to shit. They think you need to learn how to behave like a normal, law-abiding citizen. I'm not into girls. I like dudes. Men's. Chivalrous men. I like chivalrous men. Men that are working hard right now and don't have time to bother other people. I don't like pussies like you. I don't. You need to find yourself a lesbian. Okay? Leave me and my family the fuck alone. Mr. Consueler, you want to meet with me? I'm fine with that. But there's a couple of things you need to understand. I'm after one thing. I'm going to put the bad guy in jail with or without your help. You harassing me is not helping. It's not helping anything at all. I don't know what part you play in that. I don't care. What I know is let's put all that in the past. I didn't come up here to pick a fight with any of you. You know what I came here to do? Not have one. Not have a fight. We got the code words, Muffin Man. Somebody's nickname. We found out he wanted me pulled over last night. I have help, sir. Somebody else is getting the job done when you're not. You're frustrating people. Don't harass witnesses. Don't beat down women and children. And that's what you're doing if you're helping Mr. Perry. If you're doing that because you're being threatened, I'll be happy to help you with those threats. I get threatened too. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. Am I not? I didn't get pulled over last night. A lot of cops don't like being asked to do that, Charles. They don't want to be asked. He wants me to pull her over. That's the chick that helped Mike. She lost her butt trying to help a cop. I'm going to the bathroom when she blows by here. I'm not going to help him do that. I'm not doing it. And how would he know when I blew by him to go to the bathroom, Charles? But for hacking. You said you're not stalking, and you are. And you knew exactly where I was going to be. You knew I wasn't sitting at home watching TV. Because every ounce of information you get from me, about me, is stalking, peeping, and hacking. And it's not really serving a purpose for you, is it? You don't get a date, you get told on. What's the difference between you and Bill Clinton and Weird Wiener? And Al Franken and Bill O'Reilly and all those guys that got in a lot of trouble. Roger Ailes. What's the difference between you and them? What's the difference between me and their victims? I assert the same rights. Why wouldn't I have the same rights? What makes you, what makes you think you're, tell me what you think you're getting away with. Where's your cover up? Tell me where is it? I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing the most uncovered crime in the history of cover ups. I mean, I don't know what to say to you. You're pathetic. You're absolutely pathetic. You're not worth a political attack. You're not. No one cares about you. We're all tired of this. You got a sex trafficking business, and that's all there is to it, and we caught you. We got it. We did that. Chief Hall's granddaughter, Lynn's kid. That, for us, that's everything. Nothing else matters but that. I'll do without my house, but I'm going to have that. It's important. That's why there's bets. Here's the thing. I'm going to see if I'm the one that's right. Is he a stalker? And he just hired a bunch of people because he got his little feelings hurt. And he's all drama queen now. Yeah, got his little skirt on, his little dolly. Please take her car away from her. Please take her car. Oh, yeah, okay. Or is it's a big old sex trafficking bullshit thing, and she caught it, and they're gonna do that bitch in. She caught it. I can't do it by myself. I really can't. And I'm not told how information is gotten from you to them. I know how to get, they give it to me. I know how that worked, but I don't know how they get it from you, and I don't care. No one does. We're all tired of you asking. We don't have Alzheimer's. We've been over the car thing, sir. What is it you think you're covering up? What you're doing is like intimidation of a witness and victim tampering, witness tampering, and so I've asserted my equal protection right to all the state laws and federal laws protecting me from witness tampering. 1512, 1513 of Title 18. It's RICO Act. It's racketeering, sir. This is racketeering. Right, Mr. Kunstwheeler? If you want to talk to me, I'm fine. I'll come in and talk to you. But you got to understand what my goal is, put the bad guy away. Because even, let's just say you put me in jail. He's still out reoffending. He's still out making everybody uncomfortable and sick at their stomach and hurting people and causing laws. And then you got to explain that at some point. When my guys put him in jail, you got to explain why you didn't. So you can get your speech ready, or you and I can talk and get on the same page. I mean, it's not up to you. Ultimately, they're going to jail, whether you help or not. I said that when I got here. Help or get out of my way. They're hurting people bad. They won't. In a way, we won't get over it. I just showed you my evidence. It's on every fucking docket. We're all tired of it, Mr. Kunstwheeler. Everybody's sick of it. I'm very direct. I'm raised in the home of an elected official. My family had the power in the town where I grew up, so I'm used to being around that. I don't care, what anybody else says. I'm a leader. I don't make a bunch of phone calls and say, "What do you think I should do?" That's not leading, that's following. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm very, very good at what I'm doing. I'm happy to share with you what I can to put a stop to the crime because everybody's tired of you letting it go. It's just like that. I'm telling you very bluntly, very directly. If you harass me, sir, for Mr. Perry, that's going to be a problem. And I'm asking you not to do that. If you're being threatened, I'll help you. I'm happy to help. We're all tired of this. We're all sick and tired of it. If you put me in jail to shut me up, the offenders are still out offending. And when my guys arrest them, then you're going to have to explain why you did not. It's that simple. That's how this is. I've shown that. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. You either get it or you don't. Mr. Perry's a sick little fuck. He's in a lot of trouble. I would like to know what he thinks he's covering up. There's a lot of cops, Mr. Kunstwheeler, that they've expressed it. I've said it. I said it in August 2015. I wrote a letter to the U.S. Attorney because two police officers said, I'm not going to be his bitch. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be his bitch. He wants us to arrest you. And I said, nope. And they came in there and told me, you got a problem. This guy's going to try to harass you by a false arrest. I wrote a letter to the U.S. Attorney. As a result, he's using law enforcement to hurt me, to harass me, to stalk me. Not all of them. My coworkers are asking me, how do you know which cops are good and which ones are bad? Wow. Coming from a family of law enforcement, you imagine what was going through my mind when she asked me that question. I thought I'd never see. I thought I'd never see it. How do I know which one? Well, some of them have told me straight up, we are, and here's our name. So, That should, I mean, there's plenty of where we talked about it and said, oh, I did tell you so. They don't want to be called sir and asked to pull me over and harass me for a bitch who can't control herself, a sex weirdo bitch. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. Don't ask them to again, please. If I'm speeding and I'm driving some crazy maniac, I can see why you'd pull me over. That's not my way. I don't drive like that. I don't drive crazy. I'm not a crazy driver. I drive like normal people drive. Okay? So, please understand where I'm coming from. It's about ending the suffering. Everybody started the suffering. Please help or get out of my way. Either one. I don't care. Pick one. But understand you're going to have to explain it. We all do. We all have to explain why we do what we do at some point. Don't you think? Accountability isn't for just some. It's for all. There's a God over watching this. Don't be deceived. God hasn't mocked you, reap what you sow. They already are. They invade my privacy. We invade theirs. We have a court order and they don't. There's some things, sir, I can share with you and some things I can't. It's not up to me. I don't make those decisions. But I'm not going to be harassed anymore by this little weird fuck. I'm not. I don't have to. He's breaking the law. It's illegal what he's doing. And people like him, like the rest of society, 99.9% of society who doesn't become violent offenders, they think like this guy.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey, men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them, especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.